This story begins in the deserted desert region of Algeria, and the year is 1954. This was the time when the tension between Algeria and France was at its highest. Everywhere there was an atmosphere of hatred, rebellion, enmity, and war. Here we are shown a school teacher named Daru who teaches children in a lonely school among these mountains. Actually, Daru is from a Spanish background, and he has also served in the French army before. But now he wants to stay neutral here. He wants to keep himself completely away from the conflict going on between France and the Algerian people. He wants to focus only on teaching. Actually, Daru wants to stay neutral. He neither wants to be a part of France's colonial power, nor does he want to support the Algerian rebels. He just wants to teach these innocent children who are unaware of this conflict. But destiny had something else planned for him. Daru thought that by hiding in the mountains, he would escape the war. But the war itself was about to come walking to his doorstep. One day, when Daru is in the school, his eyes fall outside the window. He sees two horsemen coming towards him from the mountain path. As they come closer, Daru sees that one of them is a policeman who works for the French administration, and the other is a local Algerian whose name is Maurice. But something seems strange to Daru because Maurice is not on a horse. Instead, he is on foot, and his hands are tied with a long rope. The other end of that rope was tied to the saddle of the policeman. The policeman tells Daru that Maurice is a criminal. He got angry and murdered his own brother. He says that he is taking him to a big city called Tingwit where he will be tried and punished. The policeman is very tired and also scared. He tells Daru that right now rebellion is at its peak in all of Algeria. If I take him alone, the rebels will kill me on the way. That is why he tells Daru that he should escort Maurice to Tingwit. Hearing this, Daru immediately refuses. He says that I am a teacher, not a soldier. I will not take a man towards his death. But the policeman is helpless too. He tries very hard to convince Daru, but Daru refuses him. So the policeman gets upset with Daru's answer and leaves from there, thinking that he will take Maurice alone. But as soon as they reach a little distance from the school, suddenly rebels hiding behind the mountains attack them. The sound of bullets echoes throughout the area. Daru is watching all this from the school door. He sees that the policeman gets shot and falls down and dies right there. The rebels kill the policeman. But the surprising thing is that they don't say anything to Maurice, and after killing the policeman they disappear from there. Maurice, who is still tied with the rope, remains standing there. He has a chance to run away, but he doesn't run. He runs back towards Daru's school. Now Daru is stuck in a very critical situation. Outside lies the corpse of the policeman, and inside is the man because of whom all this happened. Maurice requests Daru to let him go. He says, "Let me go to the rebels, they will save me." But Daru does not allow him to leave. He refuses because he knows that if Maurice escapes, the French army will hold Daru responsible. They will think that Daru helped the rebels kill the policeman and helped the prisoner escape. Daru has always been devoted to his duty and honesty. So after this, Daru decides that he will take Maurice to Tingwit on foot. Even though he doesn't want it because he doesn't want to get involved in any conflict. He just wants to live his life peacefully. But now he has no other option left. Now Daru and Maurice both start their journey towards Tingwit on foot. They continue their journey through bone-chilling cold and big mountains. Actually, their journey is very difficult because the area is rocky and also extremely cold, and they don't know when or from where rebels might attack them. Tingwit is still 2 days away from there. In the beginning they don't talk. They are only completing their journey so that they can reach Tingwit as soon as possible. Then on the way they encounter a small group of rebels. The rebels surround them. They think Daru, who they see as a soldier, is forcefully taking Maurice to get him executed. They point their guns at Daru and start calling him a traitor to France. Before they can shoot Daru, Maurice does something that shocks everyone. He steps in front of the rebels. In his local language, he explains to them that Daru is a teacher. He is not taking me forcefully. Actually, I committed the murder, and he only wants to get me justice. He does not want to get me killed. In fact, he gave me shelter. Listening to him, the rebels lower their weapons. Their behavior, which moments earlier was hostile, completely changes. They allow them to go ahead. This is the first time Daru realizes that Maurice is not a bad man but an honest and sincere person. After this, they start their journey again. After going a little further, they come across a patrolling unit of the French army. The soldiers stop them as soon as they see them. The commander tells Daru that the area ahead is dangerous. You cannot go ahead. Go back from here. Daru tries to explain to them a lot that it is very important for him to reach Tingwit. This man is going to surrender. But the soldiers don't listen to him. Their attitude is rude and arrogant. They push Dara back. After this incident, Dara breaks from inside. He thinks that the law for which he was working so hard is the same law that is stopping him from doing his duty. This also makes him angry. He thinks there is no purpose left in taking Morris any further. Dara gives Morris two choices. He says one road goes to the east where the rebels live, and the other road goes to the west where nomadic tribes live. There he can live freely. Dara unlocks his handcuffs and leaves him alone. Morris becomes free and heads westwards, and Dara returns to his school. But his mind is now heavy with sorrow and destruction. He wanted to live peacefully, and now he was stuck in the battles of both sides. The next morning when Dara wakes up, he sees that Morris is standing outside his school again. Actually, Morris chose to return by his own will. He gave up his freedom. He says, "I cannot run away from the punishment for what I have done. If I run away, I will remain imprisoned in my conscience for my whole life." Seeing Morris's courage and honesty, Dara feels very good, and Dara decides that he will escort him to Tingwit. Then both of them start their journey again. On the way, they get trapped in a heavy snowstorm and save their lives with great difficulty. By the time they reach further, their friendship has developed, and now they understand each other. Morris tells him his entire story, that he killed his brother in a moment of anger, not deliberately. He will feel guilty for it all his life. There is no forgiveness for what he has done. Finally, they reach the border of Tingwit City. Reaching here, Dara breathes a sigh of relief because this responsibility had been a burden on him. He had to reach here under any circumstances. Although they had suffered a lot during the journey, finally they reached the place. After this, Dara hands Morris over to the authorities. Dara looks into Morris's eyes one last time. There is deep respect for each other in both of their eyes. Leaving Morris, Dara walks away. After the journey, Dara has changed a lot, as if he had realized something important. After this, we are shown that Dara does not return to his school. There is nothing left for him there now. He voluntarily chooses the westward path where earlier he had sent Morris. Actually, Dara had understood that real freedom is not with the army of any country, but in the freedom of one's soul. In the end, we are shown that Morris's trial happened. But because of Dara's testimony and Morris's honesty, he is not given the death penalty. He is forgiven, and he goes to live with those same nomads, where there is peace. And in this way, the story, which began in the silence of the desert, ends with a deep message of humanity, that no matter whose war it is, the victory should always belong to humanity. With this scene, the movie and this story end. Tell me in the comments below on which movie you want the next story, because I read your comments and thank you very much for your lovely comments.